At some point, people start saying this: why did life become so complicated? The calendar has no empty spaces. The phone rings all day. Papers keep piling up. We're retired but still busy. We have time, but it still feels heavy. When did it become like this? When we were young, life was simple. Wake up in the morning, go to work, have dinner, go to sleep. There were worries, but life was light. But at some point, things started to pile up, one by one. Work responsibilities, family, home, children's education, retirement savings. We were taught these were normal things, that becoming an adult meant all of this. But even in our 50s and 60s, peace never came. Even after retirement, the calendar is packed. There are still many decisions to make. The heart is still heavy. Stay productive, keep learning, don't fall behind. These voices keep coming. We have enough time, so why doesn't peace come? Many people realize something at this point. The problem wasn't the busy schedule. The problem was that we never learned how to let go of complexity. 2,500 years ago, an Eastern philosopher said this: life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated. These are the words of Confucius. When people first hear this sentence, they tilt their heads. Life is simple? That doesn't make sense. When we're young, it's hard to understand. Life feels inherently complex, difficult, and heavy. But those who have lived long know that Confucius wasn't wrong, that life wasn't originally complicated. We made it complicated, and most of that complexity wasn't actually necessary. This realization came from the East, but it resonates even more urgently in Western society, especially in America. Why? American society teaches more. Earn more, achieve more, have more, become more. Success is measured by adding things: a bigger house, a better car, a higher position, a busier schedule. It doesn't teach subtraction. It doesn't teach how to stop. It doesn't teach how to feel enough. So many people spend their whole lives adding things, and at some point, they're crushed by the weight, and they quietly think, is this really the life I wanted? Confucius's words resonate most deeply at this very moment. Life was originally simple. We made it complicated. And surprisingly, we have the power to make it simple again. But here we must not misunderstand. Simplicity is not laziness. Simplicity is not doing nothing. Simplicity is not giving up. True simplicity is a choice, knowing what truly matters, knowing what can be let go, knowing what's worth spending energy on. This isn't easy. Rather, it's wisdom that requires a lifetime of experience. For example, when we're young, we try to maintain every relationship. We try to please everyone, accept every invitation, respond to every message, because that's what we were taught. That's what good people do. But as we age, we realize not all relationships are equally important. Some people give us energy, others take it away. Some relationships deepen, others naturally drift apart. Simplicity is accepting this, without guilt, without shame. Here's another example. Many people spend their whole lives trying to explain their choices, their lives, their priorities. Why I chose that job, why I lived that way, why I want to live differently now. But at some point they realize they don't need to explain anymore. Your life is yours. You don't need to meet others' expectations. You don't need to fit into society's standards. Simplicity is accepting this freedom. And the most important thing, simplicity is accepting limits. We can't do everything. We can't be everywhere. We can't give everything to everyone. This isn't failure. This is the human condition. When we're young, it's hard to accept this. Just work harder. Just do better. That's what we think. But those who have lived long know. The moment we accept our limits, we actually become freer. When we step away from the pressure to do everything, we can focus on what truly matters. This is simplicity. Not having less, but choosing more clearly. Not doing less, but doing more meaningfully. Not being less, but being more authentic. So why do we make life complicated? Confucius said, "Because we insist." We insist. But why? The first reason is fear. Living simply means letting go of something, and the moment we let go, we become afraid. What if I regret letting this go? What if I'm lonely without this person? What if I fall behind without this work? So we keep holding on, even to things we don't need. The second reason is the desire for control. Many people try to plan their lives, predict every variable, prepare for every risk, get ready for every possibility. Complex plans, complex insurance, complex strategies. But life doesn't flow according to plan. Those who have lived long know. The most important moments mostly happened outside the plan. The most meaningful encounters came by chance. The biggest changes started in unexpected places. Complex plans give us a sense of control, but that's just an illusion. The third reason is comparison. Modern society, especially American society, makes us constantly compare. Open social media and you see other people's success. The neighbor bought a new car. A friend got promoted. A classmate is traveling the world. Then we feel we need to add something too. Earn more, achieve more, show more. But this race has no end. Someone always has more. Someone is always doing better. Comparison doesn't bring satisfaction. Comparison only increases thirst. The fourth reason is social reward. Busy people look important. People living complex lives look successful. When someone asks, "How are you?" answering, "I'm super busy," is seen as a virtue. On the other hand, people living simply look lazy or lacking ambition. But the truth is different. Busyness doesn't mean importance. Complexity doesn't mean success. Often, it's the opposite. The wisest people live most simply. The most peaceful people have the least. The most satisfied people compare the least. For all these reasons, fear, desire for control, comparison, social pressure, we insist on complexity. But now it's time to ask, did this complexity really make me happier? Is this weight really necessary? Most people, if they answer honestly, would say no. So how can we return to simplicity? Here's good news. Simplicity isn't a new skill to learn. Simplicity was always within us. We just forgot. And many people naturally find this path as they age. At some point, expectations decrease. When we're young, we expected a lot from ourselves, from others, from life. It should be like this. It should be like that. But as time passes, we realize most expectations lead to disappointment. So we quietly start letting go. The expectation to live a perfect life. The expectation to be recognized by everyone. The expectation to achieve everything. And surprisingly, as expectations decrease, life becomes lighter. At some point, explanations become unnecessary. When we're young, we tried to justify every choice. to others, sometimes even to ourselves. But now, we no longer explain. Why aren't you going to that gathering? Why aren't you doing that work? Why are you living differently? The answer is simple. It just doesn't suit me. And that's enough. At some point, the burden decreases. All our lives we collected burdens, things, responsibilities, regrets, resentments. But now, we slowly start letting go. We organize old belongings. We decline meaningless commitments. We release things we couldn't forgive. We accept the past we cannot change. As the burden decreases, our steps become lighter. And through all of this, simple moments start to become visible again. The time to quietly drink coffee in the morning. The moment of looking out the window, thinking nothing. Meaningless conversations with old friends. A grandchild's laughter. An evening walk alone. These moments were always there. We just couldn't see them because we were too busy, too complicated. Returning to simplicity means seeing these moments again and feeling that it's enough. Many people find this path in the later part of life. Some think this is giving up because they're old. But the truth is the opposite. This isn't giving up. This is wisdom. When we were young, we wanted more. But now we know better. Meaningful things are better than many things. Peaceful things are better than busy things. Simple things are better than complex things. It took a lifetime to understand this. But now we know. Life was originally simple. We made it complicated. And we can make it simple again. As people age, many say this, "Now I finally understand what life is." That doesn't mean they learned something new. It means they remembered something they had forgotten. Life was originally simple. Waking up in the morning, spending time with people you love, doing meaningful work, going to sleep with gratitude. That was everything. We just added too many things in between. Now we can slowly subtract. There's no need to be ashamed. It's not too late. Simplicity is always ready to return. We just need to reach out our hand. Life was never meant to be heavy. It only became heavy when we forgot what mattered. Now it's time to remember again. If this story touched your heart today, please hit the like and subscribe button. I'll see you again next time, just like this, quietly.